All right, so today we're installing some massive KEF in-wall home theater speakers. Let's go. So the first thing we got to do is mark out the studs. So I use my normal little stud finder here to find our studs. As you can see, there's two right next to each other over here. And we're not going to place the speakers exactly in the center of the bay. So I got to really measure this out and figure out where they're going to sit, because there's speakers on the other side of the room that need to match this as well. So I like to use my template to mark the top and the bottom to make sure I get a nice straight line, and then we go ahead and start cutting. Short strokes, if you do big strokes, you're going to end up chipping the paint, maybe chipping the drywall. Over years of doing this, I just learned to, stick with the small strokes at a nice little angle there. One of these wires is going to end up in the bay next to this bay for the other speaker. Now we jump over to the other side of the room for the stripping and install part. So I'm gonna vacuum this all up because this gets really dusty, and we have some isolation tape that we need to put on the bottom of the speaker area here, right on the edges of the drywall. I'm not exactly sure why they have these with these specific speakers, but I'm just gonna follow the directions as I usually do, and we're gonna make sure it comes out nice. And then we're going to grab the speaker, unpackage it here, make sure everything's set up appropriate, which means we have to put this other isolation foam on the back of the speaker. It goes all around the edges so that the metal is not touching the drywall surface. I also just kind of like to prep the speaker in general, just make sure it's going to go in nicely. Plug it in, we get the speaker up there. Of course, we're going to make sure it's level, and then we're going to tighten it up. Unless you've done this quite a few times, I wouldn't suggest doing that with a handheld drill impact wrench type device, because you could scratch the crap out of the front of the speaker, and that would not be good. This is kind of flat paint here, so I got to wipe the walls down really carefully, and then we just pull out our grills, make sure they look good and that they're straight, and there you go.